Hey Star Trek fans, Dan Gunther here with a roundup of some of the news from the past week or so in the Star Trek universe. There have been a few little news tidbits towards the end of June that I felt like I should do a little wrap-up video talking a little bit about them. So without further ado, here we go. Alright, let's start off with some news from Star Trek Discovery. The 44th Annual Saturn Awards were held by the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films on June 27th in Los Angeles. Star Trek Discovery was honored with 5 nominations, and it walked away with 2 wins. The series as a whole won Best New Media Television Series, which basically means streaming series. It beat out some tough contenders, which included Altered Carbon, Black Mirror, Mindhunter, Stranger Things, Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams, and Hulu's The Handmaid's Tale. Accepting the award were actors from Discovery Mary Chieffo, who played L'Rell, and Ken Mitchell, who played Cole, as well as executive producer Heather Caden. The second award for Discovery was won by Sonequa Martin Green for Best Actress in a Television Series. Her fellow nominees were Gillian Anderson of The X-Files, Catriona Balfe from Outlander, Melissa Benoist from Supergirl, Lena Headey from Game of Thrones, Adrienne Palacki from The Orville, Sarah Paulson from American Horror Story, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead from Fargo. Doug Jones and Jason Isaacs were also nominated for acting, but unfortunately they did not pick up a Saturn Award. Keep an eye out for future awards from Star Trek Discovery. CBS is pushing hard for recognition for Star Trek Discovery this coming Emmy season. The nominees for the 2018 Emmy Awards will be announced on July 12th. On June 29th, we got a few new announcements with regards to Star Trek Discovery's executive production team. James Duff, who created and ran TNT's The Closer and Major Crimes for the last 13 years, has joined the Discovery team as an executive producer. He is said to be working directly with showrunner Alex Kurtzman to run the writer's room on Discovery. Jenny Lumet, who is a new Season 2 writer and a consulting producer, has been promoted to co-executive producer on Discovery as well. And finally, one of my favorite behind-the-scenes people from Season 1 of Discovery, Olatunde Osunsami, who served as co-executive producer and a director of a couple of episodes, has been bumped up to full executive producer as well. He will reportedly serve as the on-set lead producer at Pinewood Studios in Toronto, where Discovery is filmed. Osunsami directed 2 of my favorite episodes from last season, The Butcher's Knife Cares Not for the Lamb's Cry, and What's Past is Prologue. He will reportedly direct at least 1 more episode in the 2nd season. On July 20th, if you're at the San Diego Comic-Con, you may be able to catch Star Trek Discovery there, as they are returning to SDCC for the 3rd year in a row. Moderator Tig Notaro will be hosting the entire Discovery cast: Sonequa Martin Green, Doug Jones, Shazad Latif, Mary Wiseman, Anthony Rapp, Mary Chieffo, and Wilson Cruz. They will be joined on stage by newcomer Anson Mount, who will be playing Christopher Pike in the coming season, as well as executive producers Alex Kurtzman and Heather Caden. They're also getting a bit of an upgrade this year. This year's event will be held in Hall H, which is the largest stage at the San Diego Comic-Con, which is fitting given the success of Discovery's first season. So if any of you happen to be at SDCC, I'd love to hear from you and maybe get some on-site reporting from you. That would be really exciting. CBS is also apparently creating a fully immersive Star Trek Discovery Mirror Universe experience at the Michael J. Wolff Fine Arts Gallery at the SDCC. Comic-Con badges are not required for entry, much like last year's display that they had there as well. The exhibit is scheduled to run from Thursday, July 19th through Sunday the 22nd, and it features a photo opportunity with Emperor Giorgio's throne and showcases props and costumes from the Terran Empire episodes of Discovery. And of course, if you're in the mood to spend money, the gallery will also house an official Star Trek shop with Comic-Con exclusives. Speaking of Star Trek at the San Diego Comic-Con, longtime Star Trek licensee Diamond Select Toys will also have a presence at this year's SDCC. And like many retailers there, they will be featuring a Comic-Con exclusive. This one, I have to say, much like their previous years, is a little lackluster. I hate to editorialize on this one, but what we are getting is a translucent edition of the electronic Romulan bird of prey vessel, intended to represent the ship with the cloaking device engaged. Here is their press release. Star Trek Starship Legends, cloaked Romulan bird of prey. The ultimate showdown, the ultimate enemy. The Romulans return in full-on stealth mode with this exclusive cloaked edition of the Romulan bird of prey. Measuring approximately 12 inches wide, this ship is cast in clear plastic, but keeps its famous bird of prey logo to strike fear into the hearts of the Enterprise crew. Packaged in a full-color window box, this ship is limited to only 200 pieces, exclusively at booth number 2607 for $70. I don't think this one is quite as bad as last year's destroyed Enterprise from Star Trek III: The Search for Spock, but it's definitely nothing that I really want to get my hands on. The translucent plastic does nothing more than really show you the internal workings of the ship, which, you know, nobody really wants to see. And of course, the bird of prey logo on the bottom is not translucent, and in my opinion looks kind of silly. I would much rather see them come out with their long-promised USS Reliant that we seem to have been waiting for some time. Anyway, the San Diego Comic-Con begins on July 18th, and if you're there and you are so inclined, you can pick up this exclusive. And finally, we have one new little tidbit with regards to the Star Trek film franchise. Zachary Quinto recently spoke to MTV on their Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, and of course the conversation turned to Star Trek films. Specifically, the rumored Quentin Tarantino project. According to Zachary Quinto, the Tarantino project will in fact feature the Kelvin-era timeline crew. You may recall that Star Trek IV is the film that is going to precede the Tarantino movie, and that one is going to be directed by S.J. Clarkson, as I reported a while ago. That one is still on the go and being worked on, and will be followed up with by the Tarantino movie, according to Quinto. Regarding the Star Trek IV project, Quinto also confirmed the involvement of Chris Hemsworth. However, how Hemsworth will return is still unknown at this time. Definitely looking forward to seeing what the movie franchise has in store with both of these films, and hopefully both of them will in fact see the light of day. So that about wraps it up for the news lately. Keep an eye out through the rest of June. This is going to be a big month for Star Trek, with of course Discovery at SDCC, as well as the official Star Trek convention in Las Vegas coming up at the end of the month, which I will be attending with some colleagues from the Trek FM network and the Literary Treks podcast. So look forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I really can't wait. And hopefully I'll see some of you there as well. So if you see me, give me a shout out. I'd love to hear from you and talk to you and get some one-on-one time with some of the watchers of the show, which is weird. That's never happened to me before. So hopefully that can happen this time around. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, and just watching the video. Thanks especially, of course, to the Patreon supporters. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next video, and let's all have an awesome July together, and let's really look forward to some of the really cool stuff on the horizon for Star Trek. Live long and prosper, everyone. I'll see you later.
There we go.